Good morning to all the students of class 12th political science once again here. In the last video, we had started the third chapter of our book, The Contemporary World Politics, and the name of the chapter was US Hegemony in the World Politics. In that particular first part, we had basically focused on how Kuwait was invaded by Iraqi forces and what were the reasons behind that. I had discussed in detail, and what was the role of US in that particular operation which was put forward by United Nations, and the name was Desert Storm, the Operation Desert Storm. And for the first time, we knew that we were in fact living in a world, hegemonic world, under which was run under by US. There were different incidents we read about of US hegemony. So in this second part, we are starting another topic, and the name of the topic is the Clinton years, that is after 1991. What happened in the world politics? So I'm starting this. So after the Operation Desert Storm, when the US returned back and it had won that war, and there was world saw the large technological gap between the US and the other nations of the world. After that, there was a presidential election in US in which George H.W. Bush lost in 1992. In 1992, there was a presidential election between these two parties. There are two parties, Republican Party and Democratic parties. In US, there are only two parties, and the candidates elected are only for the term of 4 years. Like in India, we have a government for 5 years, but there the president elections are held only for 4 years tenure. So here George Bush, after so much of popularity, after despite winning the Gulf War, that is the Operation Desert Storm, which name was given by UN, still George Bush was not able to win that presidential election. He lost against William Jefferson Bill Clinton. This was the new president of US now, William Jefferson Bill Clinton, in 1992. He won the election against George W. Bush. George W. Bush, remember, was of the party Republican Party, and Bill Clinton was of the Democratic Party. There are only two parties run in US, that too for the 4 years of tenure, and one particular person can be elected only for two tenures, that is for 8 years. So here, what were the reasons? What were that Bill Clinton was able to win the presidential elections again H.W. Bush, that had so much of popularity after the Gulf War? No one thought that Bill Clinton will be able to win that presidential election. What were the reasons behind it? The reasons were here. I'm just pointing it here. Bill Clinton mainly focused on domestic issues. That is, during the election, whatever he promised to people were totally based on domestic issues, or we can say soft power or soft issues, rather than George. These were by Bill Clinton, and George Bush focused on foreign issues, that is hard power, that is military security. These were the places, or these were the arenas where from the very beginning George H.W. Bush has focused on. But this time in president election, Bill Clinton has different plans, and he mainly focused on domestic issues, or we can say soft power. In further chapter, I shall be giving you the details of soft power and hard power. What do we understand by this? But after 1992, Clinton again won in 1996. After 4 years, at 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, again president elections were held, and again Clinton came into power. That is for consecutive two tenures, 8 years. Again, the soft politics, I'm telling you, what were the reasons for that he was kept on winning for two tenures? He always focused on soft politics. What were the soft politics? First, democracy promotion. Bill Clinton always focused on to improve the democracy, to increase the democratic methods of government to run the US. Was always promoted, like they always, as we said during the Cold War, US always focused on capitalist system, and capitalist system focuses on public ownership and fundamental rights, freedom, and right to speech, and all the elements which are required for a good lifestyle. So Bill Clinton focused on democracy promotion as a capitalist country. Then he focused on climate change. During 1996 or after 1996, there were majorly developmental or economical activities. Lot of pollution, like industrialization, was going on. So lot of climate problems were coming up. So he focused on climate change. Then he focused on world trade, commerce, business. He focused on this so that the ordinary people can be benefited by such soft issues. But on the other hand, what are hard politics? Hard politics were mainly run by H.W. Bush. He always focused on military power and security and was most of the time busy in outside while conquering the other world, or to be, he wanted to be the most powerful amongst the whole world. But Jefferson Bill Clinton focused mainly on internal problems of US. He wanted to improve the lifestyle of the people living in US. So these were the difference between these two presidents. And here is the point. It's written, during Clinton era, it seemed that US has withdrawn into its internal affair. That is, during presidency of Clinton, all the world, all the powerful countries which were in competition with US thought that now US has withdrawn its policy of internal affair. That now US is only focusing on its internal developments or problems. But in the last years of his tenure, like I told you, Clinton was elected for consecutively for two tenures, that is for 8 years. But after 1996, when he knew that now he won't be allowed to become the president again, as I told you, in US only two tenures are allowed for a particular president. Now he wanted to change his policies. Previously, he was following a soft politics, that is, he wanted to promote democracy, he wanted to promote climate change, he wanted to look after the world trade for the good economy of US and good lifestyle of the people. But now in the last years of his tenure, that is after 96, he wanted to change his planning and he wanted to change these internal affairs into hard politics. Now in the last years of his tenure, Clinton led to few conflicts. Last tenure, he led to some conflicts. These were related to military actions which were led forwarded by Clinton era. Otherwise, previously he was just focusing on internal affairs. Now he wanted to be involved in the outside world, what was going, and he wanted to show his power while his tenure was getting over. So what were those two military actions which were very important and been known till date by in the Clinton era? I shall be doing that one by one. So the first one is, so the first military action which was taken under the era of Clinton is here, conflicts during Clinton era or the military actions. First was related to Yugoslavia. As you remember, if you remember, Yugoslavia was one of the founding members of NAM, as I told you, along with India and other four partners. Total there were 5 founding members. Yugoslavia was one of them. So we can say Yugoslavia was not in the with the alliance with US or USSR. So there was some problem going on in Yugoslavia. And what was the role of Clinton's military there, we'll study in this particular part in detail. In NCRT, this map and other things are not given, but for your information I am telling you this, so you must see this in the world map as well. In Yugoslavia, there was a problem going on, that is ethnicity issue. What do we mean by ethnicity issue? That is, when there are different social groups, people belonging to different races, different culture, they are living in a one single particular area, there is a lot of problems of integrity between them. This led to the disintegration or collapse or broke up of this Yugoslavia into 6 parts, as you can see in the map. Previously is broke up in 1989 to 1992, when there was a disintegration of USSR in 1991. Before that, Yugoslavia, a member of NAM, had started disintegrating in the world politics. What was the reason for that? The only reason for that was ethnicity issues were going on. So see, this whole area previously was known as Yugoslavia. This whole map was of Yugoslavia. But in 1989 to 1992, it started disintegrating or breaking up into different parts according to its ethnicity or different social groups. So it was divided like the first part was Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, and Montenegro, Macedonia, and this is the most important. We will be focusing on Serbia. And the seventh one I have written here, this is not the seventh one, but Kosovo. This was a state which said after 2008, they said we are independent nation. Although no one thought that they were independent, but they declared themselves as independent nation. What were the reason that they were not able to integrate or live along with the Serbia? We'll be studying that. So we can say that Yugoslavia was divided into 6 states plus one self-declared. One self-declared is this I have shaded with the pencil, Kosovo. This is the main important element of we are studying this under Clinton era. What happened? So Kosovo, what was the reason for Kosovo being shaded here and it declared itself as independent? In the people living in Kosovo were 80% were Albanian, who were the original settlers or inhabitants of Kosovo, but 20% were Serbs. 20% of people living in Kosovo were of Serbia. So when I'm talking here of Yugoslavia, you can say that I'm mostly talking about Serbia, because here Serbia always wanted to integrate, keep these small states under its control. It wanted to act as a hegemon or as a leader. It wanted its domination over Yugoslavia, these divided small nation. But other nations wanted to be independent and they didn't want it to be involved in any internal matters of each other. But Serbia always insisted these small parts to integrate and have a common national policy to work together for the security and development of each one of them. So Serbia wanted to act as a leader or a head to all these countries. Yeah. So when the problem came up in Kosovo, 80% were Albanian and Serbia only 20%. Serbia wanted to invade Kosovo and it didn't wanted Kosovo to be a separate state. So there was a lot of war and conflicts were going between these two places. At that time, Clinton era, US Army, I've written in 1999, NATO bombarded around Yugoslavia. When I'm saying Yugoslavia, it's meant it was again war against Serbia. So now NATO, who was NATO? It was a military alliance of US. All the alliances supporting US were called NATO. Now the forces of NATO attacked on Serbia, or we can say Yugoslavia. For 2 months they kept on bombarding them from with the help of air forces, and finally they were able to push the Serbian military to different borders, and they made their stationed their army on NATO in Kosovo. So US NATO controlled Kosovo and made it its station. So this so we would think that why Clinton had to come here, then there was no conflict with US here. But if we see, we are talking about US hegemony, and US always wanted to show its hegemony. So Clinton was of the soft issues which only focused on internal affairs, but later on in the ending tenure of his working, he changed his plans and policies, and he also wanted to show his power and how US was the most hegemonic power. He helped Kosovo to free them or to liberate them from the rule of Serbia. So with its military alliance, NATO had stationed itself in Kosovo. And this was the first incident that came under Clinton era. This was a military action taken under by Clinton. And later on, the second incident which took place under the leadership of Clinton, it was a military action again. It is bombing of US embassies. As we know, there are embassies in all the countries of other country. Like in Kenya, there was a city, Nairobi. In this Nairobi, there was a US embassy. Same is the city in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. There was also embassy of US. In these two countries, there was an embassy of US. This is a place in Tanzania. This is a place in Kenya. Both are from Africa. So here what happened? What was the issue here that Clinton had to jump here also and have a military action against the people? In 1998, by Al Qaeda, there was a bombarding here in Nairobi and Dar es Salaam. So Clinton ordered Operation Infinite Reach. So against Al Qaeda, there was an operation given out by Clinton government, that is Operation Infinite Reach. In these cruise missiles through the waterways, cruise missiles were left on Sudan and Afghanistan. Why on these two countries? These were the centers of Al Qaeda. So world over, wherever they found the centers of Al Qaeda, which were said to be the reasons for bombing Kenya and this the Dar es Salaam, that is in Tanzania. So there were different missile attacks on Sudan and Africa, where a lot of loss of property and life were there. This led to these two are the reasons, or we can say the conflicts during Clinton era. In the further next video, I shall be doing the next topic. Till then, thank you.